Investing in bonds involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or federal alternative minimum tax. When interest rates rise, prices will fall. When interest rates fall, prices will rise. Municipal bonds don't typically get the media coverage that the stock market does. In fact, some people may even find them boring. What they typically do offer is a stream of income that's federally tax-free. Municipal bonds from Henyon & Walsh can give you income that's tax-free. And you have to admit, tax-free income can be very exciting. At Henyon & Walsh, we offer you tax-free municipal bonds from across the country, so you can benefit from tax-free income wherever you live. There's nothing boring about that. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, we want to send you our exclusive bond guide for free. Call 1-800-765-0631. We're out to prove that tax-free income can be very exciting indeed. For your free bond guide, call now. 1-800-765-0631. 1-800-765-0631. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA SIPC.
In the Ad Council.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
Bring the beat in.
I know that's right. All right, everybody. I tell you, it's another wonderful Monday here on the Sea Island Morning Show. Good morning, Trendy.
Good morning, Sea Island. Good morning, everyone.
All right, everybody. Listen, this is a topic that we need you to make sure that you turn your radio up on, because today we are talking about how to determine your success here on the Sea Island Morning Show. A lot of people ask the question, a lot of people ask me, how do you become successful? We're going to talk about that today here on the Sea Island Morning Show. I tell you, we had a awesome time this weekend, Trendy. I want to hear what you did over the weekend, Trendy. I want to also, Trendy, you talk about the business series, because I think it's important for those who are tuning in. This is the Sea Island Morning Show. It's about fashion, beauty, entertainment, life skills, education. Last week, we were so happy we had a lot of listeners to call in. Last week we talked about what did we talk about last week, Trendy?
Last week we talked about why do we treat each other so bad?
Why do we treat each other so bad? My God. And that was a really good topic. One of the things that I would suggest is that a lot of times we need to come up with more solutions, because a lot of people chimed in on why we treat each other so bad, but I really felt like we should have got more solutions out of the discussion on last week. But we did get a lot of response, a lot of good response. So, and
we did get that solution with the gentleman that's helping with the home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it was
so
really
what I
good.
want you to do, everyone, is I want you to get pen and paper out, because I think this is important. Today, we're going to be talking about how to determine your success here on the Sea Island Morning Show. I want you to get your pen and paper out. Also, determine your future, how to plan for success. Where do you start? Who to get rid of? When to begin? Can you do it all by yourself? All of that we're going to discuss here on the Sea Island Morning Show. But before we get started with our topic today, I just wanted again to send out my condolences to my mother, Joyce Bennett. She lost her dad. We went to North Carolina this past weekend to celebrate 107 years of life. Henry Bryant of Columbia, North Carolina. It's near the Outer Banks. Was in the Outer Banks area near Nags Head. So, and it was a beautiful ride there. My sister, First Lady Rhonda Banks, she drove the first half, and then we stopped at Cracker Barrel, and my God, have you ate at Cracker Barrel before?
Now, you know I have.
You have?
Of course.
First of all, that country ham saved my soul all over again. Jesus. That country ham, Alonzo, up against that French toast with that warm jelly, with that warm syrup. Woohoo! My gracious. I said they're going to make me want to get in the car and go to Cracker Barrel on Sunday mornings.
But have you tried the pancakes?
Now I had the pancakes the last time. Well, the first time. This is my second time at Cracker Barrel, everyone. My second time at Cracker Barrel. I had their pecan pancakes the first time, and it just saved my soul. The second time was I had the French toast. Now I'm sorry, the third time because we went going, and my sister wanted to go coming back. I said, "Man, now wait a minute." God. But that was all I had to eat yesterday. I ate so much at Cracker Barrel at 9:30 in the morning. I did not have anything else to eat. But anyway, condolences to Joyce Bennett, her father Henry Bryant. 107 years of 107 years of good life. And we just appreciate that. And the thing, Trendy, was my mom, my grandfather had 18 brothers and sisters. So my mother met so many cousins she'd never seen before. Wow. So many relatives we've never seen. The church was extremely packed. And the service was really good. So we just appreciate family, getting together. Unfortunately, for that incident, but it was a fortunate thing because it was just good to just be there. Yeah. The only thing that hit me nervous was, we have a house there, and they talked. My cousins next door mentioned that how a black bear came and took the trash last Friday. Oh, wow. And my father's grave is right in the back where the trees and stuff is. And I just knew I heard something. Mm-hmm. But I tell you one thing, if I would have saw a black bear, and I'm a black bear, it would not have been cute. But anyway, so we had a good trip, the 5-hour drive. Everything was really nice. And one thing I said, Alonzo, Trendy, I can tell that Seattle must be getting older because I'm thinking about retirement. Mm-hmm. That crossed my mind. Like, would you retire in your house in North Carolina where there was nothing to do but look at black bears? Or would you stay in the Washington metropolitan area? So that was just really weird. And I came home on yesterday, and I started researching Crestwell, North Carolina, where my family's from, and how the census said that in 2010 it was only 286 people in Crestwell. So that's how small the town is. Wow. And then Columbia and all of that. So so it was just really good. So Trendy, I want you to tell our listeners what happened this weekend, because you had a big 8-hour hands-on boot camp with the Danessa Myrick. So tell me what happened, and then we're going to go to Willow in the City after Trendy tell us about her event this weekend.
Well, it was a great event. Oh, my goodness. We had such a good time. First of all, we did all of this preparation on Saturday, anticipating the 8-hour hands-on boot camp with Danessa Myrick. We were so excited. I mean, the energy from everyone, we couldn't wait for her to get there. And so we started off on Sunday morning. We got there at 6:30, and we just prepared for the class to come, and so Danessa Myrick could do her thing. And we had everyone to show up. They were all excited and ready. Danessa came with her team, and she was phenomenal, as we expected. She taught everything from contouring to eyelashes and eyebrow arching and lips, and she spent a lot of time dealing with marketing your business and skin prep, before you even get to the makeup, how you prepare the skin to receive the makeup and everything. So she took the class from A to Z. But I tell you, at the end of that boot camp, when I went around to look at those models, it looked like a professional photo shoot was going on at the Bennett Career Institute. Those students learned so much, and they did such a phenomenal job. And Danessa was almost in tears because of the results of the students and what they had done on the models.
You know what, Trendy? I'll just say this, and that is that the Bennett Career Institute at 700 Monroe Street, now is the time that some of you grandmamas that are listening to me know that you have grandchildren, nieces and nephews, and daughters, sons, that may have a gift in reference to hair, beauty, fashion, makeup. Mm-hmm. You need to send them to the Bennett Career Institute, 202-526 1400 extension 17, 202-526-1400 extension 17. That's Mr. Carter. We are now enrolling for fall classes. And the thing about it is, Trendy, Danessa comes from California, the director of Benefit Cosmetics, and she lives in New York, but she works in California. Okay. And we sent her here, or we brought her here, for her to train everyday girls, the Shaniquas and the Shaquanas, the Southeast, Northeast, Northwest girls,
and the guys,
and
'cause we had two
guys,
guys.
how to beat faces, how to become awesome makeup artists, to build their craft, to take their craft to the next level.
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, this is the Sea Island Morning Show. I am the owner of the Bennett Career Institute and the Sea Island Salons and Spas. Our job, this is like a community effort for us. Our job is to come on the air and speak to thousands of listeners to let them know that there is an opportunity for you. Not only just in beauty, but just in business,
Yes.
in education. We're excited today because our topic is how to determine your success. So I have about 13 things that we're going to talk about, Trendy and I, today, on how to determine your success. Now, did you have anything else about Vanessa before we go to Willow in the
No,
city?
let's go on to Willow.
Okay. All right. So let's get Willow on the line. Good morning, Miss Willow in the city. Clips and tips.
Yes, good morning, Sea Island, Trendy, Lindsay,
Good morning.
and Alonzo hung for me last week, but Willow in the City don't hold for us. Just bless the Lord. Good morning, everybody.
Alonzo only did what he was told to do, man.
Exactly. So me and you at 3 o'clock, Sea Island. Okay, so this morning I just wanted to piggyback on what I was saying. I did go over my time, but I just wanted to let you all know a lot of people are coming and saying, you know, my hair is dry, my natural hair, I like pumping it, but the sun is wearing me out. So just to finish my little piece last week, some very good oils to put on your hair. Jojoba and avocado. It strengthens the hair. It's very light. It gives a nice shine, and it also acts as a humectant. It kind of helps you to fight against the sun and making you have the frizzies, okay? And also another question that was asked to me was, if you're natural, is trimming on a regular necessary? The answer is yes. I don't know a whole lot about gardening, but those of you who know, with your plants and your flowers and all of that, when you prune them, let's call it, it makes the new stuff come in. You got to get rid of the old to bring in the new. So it's kind of the same thing. I say every 3 to 6 months at least, yes, trim those ends to keep that hair nice and healthy. Okay, did I stay within my time today, guys?
All right, that's very good. Okay, so everyone, this is Willow in the City. Now, we're really excited because on this past Tuesday, all of my listeners know by now that we have a special going on at the Sea Island Signature Salon called 20 Tuesdays. This is where everyone from little children to grandmas to all business professionals, men can come for $20 cuts on Tuesday, and women can get their hair done on Tuesday. I just want to say that you really did an awesome job to Miss Coretta Spade, one of the lieutenants over at the correctional facility. Her mother, Miss Brown, which is my new girlfriend. I started off and I set her hair, and you came and put your magic fingers on it. You did a wonderful job to the point where they booked an appointment to come back in on tomorrow. Willette, just talk to me, because I know really quickly, Willow, you've been doing this for over 20 years. What is the best part about doing hair that you enjoy?
To be honest with you, the best part about it is meeting the people.
And you know what? That is so true, because the people that we met on Tuesday, you know, from the gentleman who used to own the restaurants and all of that for his lock maintenance, to Miss Brown again, who was one of my favorites. The people that we met, and we learned a lot too, because I have a listener who came in who said, I mentioned her name a couple of times, and she said, Sea Island, I'm a private person and I don't want people to know my business. And I said, yes, ma'am, I won't say your name again. but we just appreciate, and I think that's true. It's the people. So what we want to do is, we are offering again our 20 Tuesdays. And we want you to what we're doing on tomorrow is we're doing Willow in the City. She comes in at 1 o'clock because she has her talk show. And so what we're doing is we're going to take appointments today for 20 Tuesdays. If there's anybody who want their hair done, who want the awesome Willow in the City, who's been doing hair over 20 years, to bless them with her Sea Island touch, you need to start calling our number, as well as for those who want free consultations with me. We are going to start this healthy hair Grow Out Challenge with Basic. We're going to talk about that a little later. But if you would like to come in, if you're having issues, or if you just want a backup, if you want you have your main stylist that you go to, but every now and then she may be out of town or busy away, and you want to come in and get a service, we want you to try the C. Allen Signature Salon. So what we're going to do is we're not going to offer any more specials beside the free consultation on tomorrow, the 20 Tuesdays on tomorrow. And then we have a new thing called Lock Me Up Thursday, which is lock maintenance for just $50. You can't even go into a beauty school and get a lock maintenance for $50. So for those of you, and it's $10 if you want to style. So if you know someone with locks, or you have natural hair, or you just want to come in and get your quick set or your blow dry and curl, start calling us now, 202-526-1400, extension 19. All right, Miss Willow in the city. Everybody, you heard what she said about that sun, so you need to make sure you get that jojoba oil and all those great things. Thank you, Willow. We got to go.
Thank you, y'all. Have a good day.
We'll see you tomorrow. All right, everyone. This is 1450 AM WOL. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to become successful. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Traffic update is brought to you by darcars.com. 7th K Street Northwest, it was an accident. Look for police still on the scene there. North Capitol Street at M Street, it was a report of a gas leak. North Capitol Street at M Street. Inbound on Suitland Parkway, the left lane is blocked for construction after First Sterling Avenue. Outbound after First Sterling Avenue, also have a work zone blocking a lane. Savings are heating up at Dark Cars Toyota, with all 4 area Dark Cars dealers joining forces to deliver super hot deals for you. 2,000 cars to choose from. Visit darcars.com today. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Marlowe Furniture. For today, partly cloudy, a high near 86 degrees. Some clouds overnight down to 70. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun again, and a high near 89. Take an extra 20% off. Marlowe Furniture's already reduced prices Saturday and Sunday only. Right now, Washington, D.C., it's 75 degrees. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live, and we are just excited to be here with you. So, just a recap before we start out, how to determine your success, how to be successful, and one of the reasons why we bring this up is because oftentimes people ask me, because my book haven't came out yet. My book is coming out this fall. Mm-hmm. Trendy says she just finished hers, so we'll probably do a book launching together. My book is My Business is the Beauty Business. The reason why, what the hold up for bringing the book out is because I wanted to make it a little more personal. A lot of people want to know what's my story. A lot of people say that they expected to see an old man, and when they see that I'm in my early 40s and look like I'm in my 30s, they can't believe this is the C. Allen or this is the Mr. Bennett that has obtained so much. Mm-hmm. And I had to bring back the book to I had to sit down and to share more of my story so people can understand, because a lot of times people look at what they see, but they have no clue that even though I'm in my early 40s, that I did start the company at 22 years old. Mm-hmm. So when I say we've been in business for 18 years, but I also ran beauty schools 4 years before. So it's been 22 years, and I started at 23. So that already tell you 45. Mm-hmm. So, but I say early 40s because that sound better. But anyway, 45 years old. And speaking of that, everyone, my birthday is coming up. It's August the 2nd. Yes, August the 2nd. So I will give out the address to where you can send me my nice gift cards to Home Depot that I love. Starbucks, Chipotle. McDonald's, Chipotle, all the food places. Alonzo, why are you looking at all the food places?
Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But he also like Walmart and all of those places.
So I tell you now, so for my my Nina and my Richard and my Tyrone and my Dave and my David and all the people that love to call me, you make sure you make your way over to the Bennett Career Institute with your card with that little $10 gift card. And I do think I deserve at least a $10 gift card to Starbucks so I can have my coffee.
Yes, you do.
But you know what?
deserve it,
Let me
sir.
tell you something, Alonzo. The thing about me is I'm not going to sit around and wait. I'm going to tell you what I want.
He
so
does.
don't nobody have to sit around and wait and all of that. And then I'm going to have an attitude if I don't get nothing.
That's the truth, because every Christmas I get an email of a list of 20 things, at least 20 things that we can choose from.
And I tell you can choose from. But the good thing is, Alonzo.
I like that.
But the good thing is, to my listeners, I will have something as small as diabetic socks because I'm a diabetic.
Yes, he
and
will.
so I can't wear those socks that's going to be tight all around my legs and all of that. I have to have the open end socks. And people say, Lord have mercy, what in the world's a diabetic sock? Well, you go into Walmart because they have them. If you go to the flea market in Baltimore, they have them. It's socks that's very loose, that doesn't have a lot of a fitting to it, but it's enough that will stay on your leg. So anyway, so for those of you who got an attitude, because C. Allen said he wants some gifts for his birthday, how dare he ask people to give him stuff? Okay, you can buy some $4.99 diabetic socks. Okay, so leave McDonald's alone one day and pick up C. Allen some socks. All right, everyone. So listen. If you're just tuning in again, this is the C. Allen Morning Show. It's about beauty, fashion, entertainment, education, life skills. We just had Willow in the city to call in. She's one of our featured stylists, licensed, seasoned professional at the C. Allen Signature Salon, which is at 705 Florida Avenue Northwest. We have 20 Tuesdays where you can get a basic service for $20, and we have Lock Me Up Thursdays where we will lock your hair for those who have lock maintenance for just $50. Now, the reason why I told you to get a pen out, because I'm going to go over my 13 things that I wanted to talk to you on how to be successful in life, how to determine your success. But before we do that, I want Trendy to talk to us about the business series coming up, because everyone listening to me knows someone that's in the beauty industry, and you know, like I know, that what is missing is their business aspect. They can do hair really well, they can cut hair really well, but they suck when it comes to the business side. So Trendy's going to tell you about that, and then I'm going to go directly into my 13 things on how to become successful. Now, but one thing before Trendy start, I did post my question of the day. My question of the day, and I want you to call me and tell me what you think it is, and that is, what is the one thing that will determine your success? If you have the same answer that I have, I'm going to give you a $50 gift card today. A $50 gift card if you can come up with the same answer that I have, and that is, what is the one thing that will determine your success? You can call me now, 1-800-450-7876. That's 1-800-450-7876. If you want a $50 gift card, you need to tell me what the one thing that will determine your success. If you have the same answer I have, 1-800-450-7876. Talk to me, Trendy, about the business series so we can get started.
Yes, C. Allen, and you were right. You know, I know a lot of hairstylists who their dream is to become a salon owner, and a lot of times they have enough clientele, you know, to really start a salon and open a salon, but most time within the first 5 years the business will collapse and fail because of poor management.
That's right.
So what we want to do is we want to offer you right now the opportunity to come and be a part of this business series that's going to take place at Bennett Career Institute on August the 10th. It's an all-day class where we're going to be teaching, and we're going to be giving instruction and experience on various things such as marketing, accounting, social media, health and wellness. We're going to allow you to bring your leases and your contracts, and the professionals will look them over, and help you to determine if this is a good contract for you, or if you should keep searching. We're going to help you to determine what's a good location for what you're trying to offer for the type of business that you're in. We're going to talk about taxes. Should you pay quarterly? Should you pay monthly? Or should you pay annually? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about LLCs and partnerships. We're going to talk about the differences and which one that will fit you better. We're going to talk about all aspects of business. This is a series that you definitely want to be a part of. Now, we're catering to the beauty professionals, but it doesn't matter what business you're in. These principles that we will be teaching can help in any business. It'll help you if you're in the startup point. It'll help you if you're just in the beginning stages of just thinking about it, or if you've been in business for a while. This business series will help you to go to another level. If you want to be a part of it, you need to call me at we'll call Mr. Broadnex on 202-526-1400 extension 42 if you want to register. I'm gonna give it to you a little slower. 526-1400 extension 42. Mr. Broadnex will register you. Now, the cost is only $49 for the general public. And if you are a Bennett Career Institute student, we have it for $39. But I want to give you an offer, a special just for today. Most of us, I hate to say it, but a lot of us black folk, we wait until the last minute to do everything. But I want to encourage you to start being proactive. Stop procrastinating and sitting back and waiting to the last minute. I want to encourage you to start doing things in advance. So if you call us for today only, now I didn't get clearance for this, but I'm stepping out there. If you call today only, 526-1400, we're going to give it to you for the student price of $39. So we're going to encourage you. We're going to take $10 off and treat you as a Bennett Career Institute student if you call today, just to encourage you to do something different and start planning in advance. Today we're talking about determining your future. This is one of the ways that you determine a greater future. You got to start being more proactive. So if you want to be a part of this business series and you call today, not tomorrow, this deal is for today only. We will extend it to you for $39, and I'll take the other 10 from Trenda's check. He's going to take it. Since he is going to take it from. See, that's what happens. She get on the radio and she get all excited and all reared up. Then she start offering deals and all. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. This is C. Allen. Coretta. Good morning. Talk to me.
I think the greatest thing to determine your business is self-ambition, your own inner self-ambition.
Okay, now wait a minute. Before we go to that, is this my Coretta?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, good morning. Good morning. I just talked about you earlier about 20 Tuesdays and how Willow really rocked your hair.
And she did. And I've gotten so many compliments, and I can't wait to come back tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very good. And how much I really enjoyed your mother. That's my new girlfriend. She is so funny. You hear me? So I think that's wonderful. Okay, so then tell me now, you said that the one thing that will determine your success is what?
Your own inner self-ambition.
Okay, your own inner self-ambition. Okay, very good. That's not the answer, but that's good.
But it's good.
No,
and
it's good.
Close.
Yeah.
But it's not the answer. But that's good.
Yeah.
We need to write that down.
Well, I'm about to say, because I do like that. And listen, when I say not the answer, it's just not what I've written down, but that's very good because everybody have their own opinion. Okay, Coretta, listen, I want you to keep listening to the show because I want to talk about that as well as the 13 things to determine your success. And I'll look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, okay?
Okay, me too as well. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So listen, let's go directly into the topic. Now, one of the reasons why I came up with this trendy is because I often get that question. I was just sitting on my porch the other day, and my neighbor said, "Well, how did you start your business?" And I said to him, "Well, you know, the book is coming out, and And of course, I told him you got to get the book and you can read all about it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to our listeners today to try to help them. And that's why I asked you to take out your pen and paper. Because the first thing, I'm going to give you the first one, then we got to go to break. The first one, Trendy, in order to determine your success is you have to think big. And the reason why I say you have to think big is because, it says that the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark.
Wow.
Oftentimes what happens is that we don't set our goals high enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to set your goal to the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to outside of the world in order for you to be, what is that saying? Something about if you try to reach the stars, you'll get the moon or something like that. I don't know. But what I want you all to understand is that you have to think big. Mm-hmm. People say to me, well, how in the world did you have the salons, the school, the daycare, all this other stuff? Because you got to think big. You got to go all the way out there. And trust me, it will happen for you, but you have to set high goals. Do you know a lot of people's job is, a lot of people say, well, I just want to make $50,000 and they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, I just want a 9-to-5 that I enjoy, and what happens is that you are just achieving that goal, that mark, but you haven't set your goals high enough. Some people, listen, do you know, I tell people, I don't want to work in school administration. I want to be the president of the college.
Yes.
All right, everybody, we got to go to break. So just remember this, because those who can get my 13 got something good. And Darren, I want you to hold on. We're going to get you when we come back. This is 1450 AM WOL.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com. Brought to you in part by Maryland Live Casino, named one of the top 15 casinos by Strictly Slots magazine. Well, the Embassy of the Netherlands in Northwest D.C. will be open to the public today and tomorrow. People are being allowed to visit, sign a book of condolences for victims of the Malaysian plane crash.
I cannot understand how it's possible, but at least we can come and bring some flowers and, just share this moment.
Well, over the weekend, a candlelight vigil was also held. It included a march that stretched from the Netherlands ambassador's residence all the way to the Malaysian embassy. Well, the new D.C. law that reduces penalties for marijuana possession went into effect last week, but area officials say there's still some confusion about the law. The New York Times quotes police as saying the new law does not mean using or selling pot in public is legal, because it's not. Meanwhile, the city's Board of Elections is expected to announce this week whether another measure legalizing pot will be on the November ballot. Well, you may have noticed some new speed cameras in D.C. over the weekend. Hopefully, they didn't notice you.
Metropolitan Police say several new photo enforcement locations are now active in the district. They've been placed where authorities say pedestrian safety and speeding over a 25-mile-per-hour limit have become problematic. Those areas include the 3900 block of South Dakota Avenue Northeast, the 3700 block of Minnesota Avenue Northeast, and northbound 49th Street Northeast at the crosswalk for Clay Street. A warning period will be in effect for 30 days, but tickets will start being issued formally after August 19th. I'm Rick Hoschel in Washington.
A quick look at sports. The Nationals beat the Brewers 5-4. The Nats head to Colorado tonight to kick off a long road trip. And the news brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Contact your local State Farm agent today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to News1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everybody. All right, everyone. This is the Seattle Morning Show. Darren, thank you for holding on the line. So my first one was think big. The greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. You got to think big. Darren, talk to me. My question of the day is the one thing that will determine your success. What do you think that is?
I would say your mindset, your attitude.
Okay, very good. Very good. It's not what I have, but that's good. I like that. I'm going to write that down. And you know what, Darren? And I think that that is important because your attitude a lot, and you know, people say all the time it determines your altitude, but it's really true. You can go a long way if you have the right attitude. The problem that I see a lot, and especially in our younger generation, is that their attitude's all screwed up. I've never seen so many people working in the public for the public with an attitude problem.
That's true.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you so much, Darren. Keep listening to the show, okay?
All right.
Okay. All right, everyone. So listen, I want you to call me 1-800-450-7876. Our question of the day is the one thing that will determine your success. What is the one thing that will determine your success? Now, the first one I said, everybody, in my 13 things for become successful is to think big. The second one, and I hope you're writing it down, find what you love to do and do it. Oprah Winfrey says, you know you're on the road to success if you would do your job and not be paid for it. And it's the truth. What do you think about that, Trent?
That's the truth. That's when it's really no longer work. It's actually like you're living a life of vacation because you enjoy what you're doing so much. It's not stressful. It's not hard. It's not a burden. It's a pleasure to do.
And you know what?
And that's how you feel at work.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. I thank God a lot of us have not moved into the area where we are doing our passion. Once you begin to do what you enjoy doing, you do not have to get paid for it. It is part of your passion. I enjoy getting up on Mondays, coming to the radio station. I enjoy going to the Bennett Career Institute, not just because I'm the owner, but the passion of helping people, working with people. I love going to Sea Island Signature Salon to meet new clients, to sit with them, talk to them. All of that. Let me tell you something. Those of you who are listening to me, if you have not discovered what your passion is, a lot of people say, I don't know what is meant for me to do in life. I was talking to a cousin over the weekend, and she was telling me her situation about her daughter. And the first thing I said was, what are some of the things that your daughter like to do? We have to get into what is it. Now, some people say, Trendy, well, I like cooking. Turn that passion into a money-making situation. If you enjoy cooking and you can cook all day, this is why I make products, because products to me is like cooking, and I love cooking. So it all falls in line of doing your passion. It all falls in line on finding what you love and do it. You know, but just don't, you know, just keep it into perspective. That's all. Find what you love to do and do it. And once you do that, then your success will come because you will be able to put your time in. There's a song that I sing when I'm teaching in the classroom. Put your time in, payday. Come at the while, put your time in, oh payday. Come at the while.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Yes. And the students can tell you now, 20-year later, students can still tell you that they can remember me singing that, embedding that in their head. They got to put their time in. If you want the finer things in life, you have to work for it. So the first thing is you got to think big. The second one is you got to find what you love and do it. The third thing, and then we're going to go to Tyrone. The third one is learn how to balance life. Learn how to balance life. There is sometimes it is a constant battle between peace and chaos. Okay? And oftentimes neither can be mastered, but both can be influenced. It's how you go about it is the key to success. Because we all got confusion in our life. We all got chaos, but you have to find some balance. I was just telling my brother Trendy about with his new marriage how important it is to find balance between the new and your existing family, how to find balance between your job, home, work, all of that. Some of us, the problem is we all over the place because we haven't found any balance.
True.
We spend a lot of time at work, but then we don't spend time in church. We don't spend time. Listen, a lot of us spend so much time working that we don't even take opportunity to get that rest time. Let me tell you something. One of the best feelings for me was to get on that road and go on down to the country on Saturday morning. Not only did it feel good to be with family, but just take time out just to chill. I went and got some live crabs and cooked those crabs, and just family came over and we sat at the dining room table. You got to take time and have balance. And everybody said, "Oh my God, I can't believe Chet here. I can't believe Chet here. You know, you go all over the country, but you don't ever come here. I can't believe you're here." But you know, you got to find time to have balance. Trending. You have to. The first one is think big. The second one is find what you love to do and do it. The third one is learn how to balance your life. And let me just say this. Sometimes, and I can see it, I was counseling a girl last week, and she had so much on her mind. She was just all over the place. And I said to her, I said, the problem is there's no balance. You can't be so worried about this and worried about that and dealing with the chaos and the confusion and all that, and without having any kind of balance, because the conflict is always going to go there. And we all know it. We get all caught up. Our mind goes so fast. But you have to have some balance in your life. That is another way to become successful, is to create that balance. Let's go to the phone lines. Tyrone, talk to me. My question of the day is
Good morning to both of you all, and I hope you all had a blessed and safe weekend.
Thank you. The one thing that will determine your success, Tyrone, what do you think that is?
I think is you have to be not afraid to fail.
Okay.
You're not afraid to fail. You have to stay focused, and you have to know your clients. Now, you have to get out there and market whatever it is that you want to sell or whatever it is you want to do. And you have to get to know the market and know the clients.
Well, Tyrone, I tell you one thing. You are definitely a part of the Seattle Morning Show, because that's not the answer that I've written down, but that was my number 4. My number 4 is do not be afraid of failure. And it's so funny because you took that right out of my mouth. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again. Exactly. This time more intelligently. And that was said by Henry Ford. It says failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. So we cannot be afraid to fail. It is going to happen.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's true.
And you know what? One time, Tyrone, Trendy and Rashawn, my executive assistant, they was getting on me one time in the office, and they called themselves tag teaming me, because apparently they gonna have to. They called themselves tag teaming me, Tyrone, because apparently they can't take me one-on-one, so they had to come together and try to get me. And Tyrone, one thing that Rashawn said, it's okay, Mr. Bennett, to be wrong.
It is, because you know what? A failure is nothing more than a setback that sets you up for a comeback.
That's right.
Okay?
And it's true.
Safe weekend.
All right. Thank you, Tyrone.
Thank you.
And you know what, everybody? It's true. So what Rashawn said is that because I believed that I was wrong, and you didn't have to agree that quick. And Rashawn said to me,
that's why you have us, sir.
And Rashawn said, but it's okay.
It is.
He said, it's okay.
You still the man.
You know,
we still love you.
You can't be right all the time. It's okay.
That's right.
And the only thing I'm going to say is that we can't be afraid of failure. Do you know that I was 22 years old, straight out of college, and I had to, and I started running beauty schools where everyone was older than me. You know, even the majority of the students were older than me. And when I turned 26, I started my own company. And oftentimes it was that hesitation because I was afraid to walk on water. And I used that walk on water situation is because you got to have faith. And you can't be afraid that you're going to sink. Because if you do go into the water, God will provide you with a lifeboat, or he will provide you a life vest, or just a way to continue to swim. But number 4, everyone, is do not be afraid of failure, because sometimes it's going to happen. That is what makes us better. it also tells us, did we spend the quality time? Did we research it really well?
Yes.
Sometimes what I tell my mother all the time is I use situations as a lesson. I use situations as a lesson. So the first one is to think big. The second one is find what you love and do it. The third one is learn how to have a balanced life. The fourth one is do not be afraid of failure. Let's go to the phone line. We got Dave on the phone line. Talk to me this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Seattle.
Good morning, sir. Now, listen, Dave, the question of the day is the one thing that will determine your success. What do you think that is?
Well, I just got in, but this is mine. And I was always told by the old heads. I like to listen to the old heads. And that is, if you don't have a plan, then you plan to fail.
Okay.
That's why most of us always fail, because we don't have a plan. And just as soon as we can get it through our thick skulls, we'll be able to make it around here.
Okay, well, that's not that. No, I think that's really good, Dave. That's not what I had down, but I think that's wonderful, and it's true. A lot of people must understand that, and I said it on the show over and over again. You got to have a blueprint. You just can't get in a car without the navigation, and you don't know where you're going. You got to have some directions. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they don't think, they react. Or they act, but they don't think first because they don't have a plan. And when you ask people, well, what was your plan? They don't have one. So that's good, Dave. That's good.
And before I go, all I got to say is, whoop, there it is.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, Dave. All right, everybody, we have to go to break. I want you to call me 1-800-450-7876. The one thing that will determine your success. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Food Lion. It was an accident on Stanton Road at Suitland Parkway. So look for police on the scene, Stanton Road at Suitland Parkway, for the accident reporter right now. Inbound and outbound on Suitland Parkway near Firth Sterling Avenue. It's going to be the road work in the left lane in each direction. Now through July 29th, enter Food Lion's MVP free grocery giveaway. One customer per store will win up to $100 in groceries daily. No purchase necessary. Visit foodlion.com for details. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by the Maryland Lottery's My Lottery Rewards program. For today, partly cloudy, a high near 86. So a few clouds overnight down to 70. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun and a high near 89. Join My Lottery Rewards from the Maryland Lottery. Earn points for nearly every lottery game you play and enter to win cool prizes. Sign up now at mdlottery.com/rewards. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone. Welcome back here to another Sea Island Morning Show with Trendy Lindy. Today, everyone, we're talking about how to determine your success. We want to help everyone to become successful today here on the Sea Island Morning Show. Let me give you that number again for those who would like to book an appointment to come in. This is what happens. Trendy Lindy calls everyone on today once we leave the radio station, and she book you for a time on tomorrow. We do 20 Tuesdays on tomorrow. If you know anyone who want a basic service, it's just $20. You can book with me or one of the other licensed professionals at the 705 Florida Avenue location. There's parking in the rear. You park next to the Gospel Spread and Bookstore right across from the Howard University Hospital, and then you just walk around the corner, which is like a 2-second walk, to get to the door of the Sea Island Signature Salon. I will actually be there. I'm there every Tuesday, servicing clients. Also, I'm doing free consultations. If you have an issue, now we had a lady to come in. I'm not going to tell her name, but we had a lady to come in, and we did a wonderful job. We did consultation. We realized we had to cut her hair all off. and we had to start treatments with her. And so she's coming in. And listen, this is the thing. The thing is that some people think it's all about money. No, because I give people trendy two options. I can tell them what we can do for them in the salon and what they can do at home.
Okay.
Because people are on a budget. And the lady that I saw last Tuesday, she was on a serious budget. She's a home care aide. She's been caring for her mom and her dad, and she's on a serious budget, but she was losing her hair. And so we thought it was the best thing was just to cut her hair off and then start treatments with her. But I told her, if you can't come in here and get the treatments, let me go get the treatment for you, and you can pick up the treatment and you can do them yourself.
Okay.
Because here on the Sea Island Morning Show, it's about the client. So I want you to call me 202-526-1400 extension 19 if you want a free consultation on tomorrow. Now listen, this is the thing. One thing that Willow in the City was telling me, which is true, and that is that call me. Some of you can't do Tuesday, but you call me because what I'm able to do is we can also make arrangements if Tuesday is not good for you. Okay, so we think that that's important. 202-526-1400 extension 19. Our first one was think big. Our second one is find what you love and do it. Our third one is learn how to balance life. Our fourth one is do not be afraid of failure. Number 5, have an unwavering resolution to succeed. Oftentimes what you got to do, everybody, is you have to stand on a solid foundation. You have to stand firm. You have to make sure that in your mindset you're saying to yourself, I have no other choice but to succeed. You're not going to think about failure. You're not going to think about defeat. You're not going to think about anything but success. You're going to sleep, eat, and breathe success. That's all you're going to think about. That's all you're going to talk about. You're going to tell your family and friends, those of you who are not on this path to the road to success need to jump off this train now. You're going to stop talking to people that's negative. You're going to hang up the phone when the conversation goes south. When your husband start to do that moping and complaining and groping, you're going to get up and go into the other room. When your sister call you on the phone and start whining and complaining about why you didn't do this and why you didn't do that, you're going to tell sister, baby, I got to go. What you're going to do is you're going to keep that mindset open for positive information. So when I say have an unwavering resolution to succeed, is you have no other choice. You know, we're not in households like we used to be, where there was there was some households where it was two-parent household where there was no other option but success. You were going to college. You was going to succeed. There was nothing else to talk about. You was going to school. I don't care if you were sick, had a cold. There was no room for anything else. This is how you have to get when it comes to your unwavering resolution to succeed. Number 6, everybody, be a man of action. I think that that's really important, that we must understand that, you know, you have to get up and you have to make things happen. Make it happen. What I'm telling you is be a man of action. Stop always saying what you're going to do and do it. Since the callers didn't give an answer, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the answer. The one thing that will determine your success is action. You got to be proactive. You know, it's funny because, Alonzo, most of us are such procrastinators. We keep putting it off. We keep saying, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But the key to success, the one thing that will determine your success is action.
That's right.
Talk is cheap. You got to put your money where your mouth is. You have to get up, roll up those sleeves, tie up them shoelaces, and you got to make it happen. I tell people one of the biggest problems that we have in the beauty industry is when people first start off, and students, I know you're listening, when you first start off, you have to learn to sit. What I mean by that is go to work in the salon, stay there from 9 until 5, just like you would a government job, and watch your business grow. You cannot grow when you come to work and there's no clients for a couple of hours and you leave, because as soon as you leave, a walk-in is going to come into the door. You're not going to grow if you have come to work because you say, oh, nobody's on my book, so I'm going to do so-and-so. How many times have I went to work in a salon, Alonzo, and I had 2 people on the book and left doing 22 people because I got on the phone, I got on the computer, and then people walked in the door. What I'm telling you is the key to determine your success is action. Stop talking about what you're going to do and get up and do it. It is unfortunate that a lot of us have great dreams and we have great visions. But at the end of the day, if we don't get up and make it happen, it does not mean anything. I'm so tired of certain people, I'm not going to call no names out, that is non-proactive. We need proactive people to help us move the program along. Let me tell you something, Trendy. That's one of the things someone said to me as a CEO. What is the thing that if you could change something, what would it be? And I said, if I could have everyone around me as proactive people. I'm tired of people that react. What does that mean? That means after we do something, then they come up with it. No, proactive means when I come in the door, the stuff is already done. Proactive means don't let me have to send you a text to tell you to do something, because common sense would have said to you, we need to do this and we need to do that. And that's what I mean by proactive. And that's what's missing a lot of times. A lot of times people are waiting for commands instead of taking the initiative to do it on their own. Let me tell you something, Alonzo. I came back from North Carolina yesterday around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As soon as I dropped my mother off, the first thing that I did was ran over to the school because Trendy Lindy was in charge. This was her first time being in charge of the
Go ahead.
Being first time by herself being in charge of the Danessa Myrick's boot camp.
You left me before, but go ahead, sir.
For Danessa Myrick boot camp?
No, for a whole celebrity
okay,
day.
well that's not what I said,
apologize.
Trendy. There she goes.
I apologize.
So you know what, she want to start something this morning, but I'm trying to help people be successful.
I apologize.
And I can't help
sir.
people be successful if I become negative and start to get on Trendy Lindy.
Okay, I apologize.
So we're not going to do that. Thank you, Trendy.
Yes, sir.
Okay? This was the first time Trendy was by herself doing a 8-hour boot camp with the great Danessa Myrick with about 60 people in the auditorium. And I drove over there and I said, Alonzo, they had the curtains open so I could see them doing makeup in the auditorium. And I said in the parking lot, I saw Mr. Broadneck's car there. And I said in the parking lot, and I said to myself, I said, you just came back from North Carolina. Miss Trendy is getting paid to do a job. You have given her all the tools necessary to do the job. What are you here for? And you've been traveling since 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Turn back around. Go home. And that's exactly what I did. And Trendy had no idea that I was there until I just said it.
True.
But what I had to do was I had to say, part of what the problem is, you can't ask for proactive people and you keep handicapping them.
True.
You can't ask for proactive people and then don't give them the room to try to succeed so they can be able to take it to the next level. So I turned around and I left. And I got in the bed and I slept real good. So, and I looked forward to all the pictures that everyone put on my Facebook page on how awesome the event was. And I also received emails from people that said that the event was very, very good. So that's what I mean by when I say be a man of action, make things happen. Now, my last one, my 7th one, and then Trendy's going to talk about it from a spiritual, and then I'm going to pick back up for my 8 to 13, and that is number 7, avoid conflicts. Write this down. Avoid conflicts. It is important to know that you got to dance around certain things. If you see conflict and confusion arise, you have to be able to avoid it. Somebody say, well, see, Alan, how do you do that? First of all, because when I come up against conflict, I always think of a resolution. First of all, when somebody comes at me on level 10, I start on level 2.
True. Because
then if I'm on level 2 and they on level 10, eventually they're going to come down because they're going to hear themselves hollering and screaming, sounding like a fool. So then they're going to bring that down. That's the first thing. The second thing is when we talk about to avoid conflicts is we know each other. We know people. We know situations. We know when stuff is going to get heated. We know what happens when we go up against certain people. We know what happens when we don't show up to certain things. We know what happens when we're not in compliance. Avoid all of that. You got to avoid conflicts. In order to determine your success and be successful, you got to stay out of confusion. Some of y'all are just a ball of confusion. It's break time here on the C. Allen Morning Show. When we come back, we're going to go into our second hour on how to become successful on 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Progressive presents Flo's newest jam. Bundling will make you feel like the mayor of Savingsville.
Bundle your home and auto together, and you'll feel like the mayor of Savingsville. Yes, you will. A town famous for the world's biggest puppy.
Bundle your home and auto together and save. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Home insurance underwritten by Homestead Group, Boston, Mass. and other non-affiliated companies. Available in most states.
Ladies, how many pounds have you gained since turning 40? How many times have you stood in front of the mirror and thought, I really need to lose this weight? Well, if this sounds like you, please call the Ambrin Hotline at 1-800-899-5074. At Ambrin, we specialize in breakthrough solutions specifically tailored to women over 40, including hormonal balance, relief from menopausal symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, and sleeplessness, and yes, effective weight loss. We understand the unique challenges women over 40 face, and that's what makes us so different. Our solutions are designed specifically for you. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Ambrin Hotline right now. Call 1-800-899-5074 and start losing pounds. Best of all, this exclusive offer is 100% guaranteed, but it won't last forever. So if you're a woman over 40 looking to lose weight, call Ambrin today and start losing pounds now. Call 800-899-5074 right now. That's 800-899-5074. Again, 800-899-5074.
Our lives are affected every day by innovations from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Visit uncf.org or call 1-800-332-UNCF. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
All right, everyone. All right, everyone. We're back here live here. This is our second hour of the C. Allen Morning Show. Today, we're talking about how to determine your success, how to become successful. And we think that that's really important. And some of you may think that you know the answer, but we're here to tell you. Trendy's going to take over now, and then I'm going to come back with my last 6. But the first one is to think big. The second one is find what you love and do it. The third one is learn how to balance life. Number 4, do not be afraid of failure. Number 5, have an unwavering resolution to succeed. Number 6, be a man or woman of action. Number 7, avoid conflicts. And we said that the one thing, our question of the day for the first hour, the one thing that will determine your success, that answer was action, being proactive. Talk to me, Trendy.
Well, I wanted to also piggyback. There is a scripture really that ties in with all of the points that C. Allen has given on this morning. And the last thing you said, you talked about avoid conflicts. The scripture for that is when God talks about a soft answer turns away wrath. If you, like he said, if someone comes to you on level 10 and you come to them on level 10, it's going to be thrown all out before you know it. It's going to be a brawl. That's right. Somebody going to be on the ground. So if you come in on 2 while they're in on 10, they're eventually going to decline down, and it before you can say also wrath. So that was good, Mr. Bennett.
Because you know, Trendy, Theodore Roosevelt said the most important single ingredient And the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people.
Yes.
And that's why I said earlier under the avoid conflicts is you have to, you know people.
Yes.
You know, some people funny.
Mm-hmm.
People funny when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
Some people got issues. Some people got attitudes. Some people got dispositions. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to learn how to get along with people. You can't get along with everyone. So what you do is, if you know that you can't get along with that coworker that's sitting beside you while you got your earpiece on listening to the C. Allen Morning Show, you can't get along with that coworker, then what you do is you know how to avoid. We're talking about avoid conflicts to be successful. You speak and you keep it moving.
That's right.
Hi, Mr. Loris, and you keep right on going.
That's right.
How you doing today? You look pretty. You keep right on going. You don't give it any room to grow, to breed any confusion or negativity. The problem that we have is some of us, we always got to respond to certain things. You know what I say all the time? I hear things that I don't hear. Sometimes you got to let some things roll off your shoulder. I can't take on every situation. Every time somebody says something that's not right.
That's right.
Every time somebody do something that's not right. Sometimes what you got to do is you got to let it flow.
That's right. And we have to choose our battles. But, C. Allen, one thing I like about you is you actually walk what you talk. Because just on Friday, we had a situation in the office with 2 students. And you told the student, you asked them, well, how old are you? And how old are you? First of all, you determined you too old to be allowing this young person to bring you out of character and have all of this going on. Be your age. Let her be her young age and understand she's young. Let her grow. And then 2, you know what you're working with right here. The girl probably got a crush on you. So, and that's what you told them. So you resolved that really good by just telling a person, avoid that conflict. You know she like you and she's young. Let her be young and let her grow. So and that was an excellent counseling session you did.
And a lot of that come with experience. But Trinity, I want you to make sure that you understand that I do most of that in front of you for a reason. Because I think that you have a gift. I think that part of your ministry is reconciliation and healing. And I think that is my way of teaching. Because there are going to be times where I'm not going to be there, and you're learning from me on how to handle these situations, because I've been doing it for 22 years now, dealing with the everyday, this person said, that person said, that kind of stuff, and being able to solve problems. Honestly, and I say to people all the time, and they think I'm crazy when I tell them I want to retire at 50.
I believe it.
I have a birthday coming up. I'll be 46. I only have 4 more years. And so, but I want to be able to make sure that I have people that's positioned in place that would do the things that I would do with my kind of spirit, so I would not have to be in the place. So that's why I do a lot of things in front of you, in front of Rashawn, that if you are going to continue to carry on some of the things when I'm not there, then it's the opportunity to know how I would do things. But you do it with your flair, because you have a good flair. Go ahead, Trinity.
Thank you, C. Allen. Okay, so let's get back to how to be successful in life. Now, I just shared with C. Allen that I just finished my book that we're getting ready to make sure we get it together. And doing my research, this is just a sidebar. Doing my research, I actually looked up Kathy Hughes, the owner of Radio 1. She started the largest African American owned and operated broadcast company in the U.S. And she has Radio 1, and she has 53 radio stations in 16 urban markets. I absolutely love Kathy Hughes, and the reason I love her is because I remember that little building that she had on H Street in Northeast DC. I was a young girl going to Magic Fingers. They're actually a couple of blocks apart. I used to go to Magic Fingers and get my hair done, and see the radio station right there. And it's just this little building, and I always paid a lot of attention to it. But I believe that Kathy Hughes is a phenomenal woman. One, because first of all, she got pregnant at 16 years old. And at 16 years old, her mother put her out the house. Now, everybody thought that she would be a statistic, that she would fall by the wayside and she wouldn't become nothing. She was thrown out the house at 16 years old pregnant. She decided to have that child because she refused to let her mistakes go to her child. She said that wasn't the child's fault, so she was going to press forward because of her passion for her child and her passion in broadcasting. She was determined to Howard University, and eventually she ended up owning that radio station. Well, while owning that radio station, she became divorced. She and her husband split. So she ended up losing her house, and she and her son had to sleep in that radio station on the floor in sleeping bags. And I'm thinking, my God, that woman was sleeping in that little place I used to look at all the time. But she was determined to make something happen for herself. And when the interviewers asked her questions, well, was there a time you wanted to turn back because, sleeping on the floor in your business, that just doesn't seem right? She said it was never an option to turn back. She said failure was never an option for her. She was going to make it happen regardless of what she had to do. And I was like, wow. She said even when she went to banks to get money, she would look at that loan officer and say, sir, do you think I would actually take my time and sleep on the floor and do all of these things that I'm doing if I wasn't determined to make something happen? So because of her sacrifice, it caused other people to believe in her, and now she's a millionaire. Her son is a millionaire, and the story is just phenomenal. So when it comes to being successful, we don't have excuses. Being a single young teenage mother is not an excuse, because if you do these things that C. Allen and I are giving you, if you put them into practice, you will become successful.
All right.
So,
okay, calm down. Let's go to Keith on the phone line, and we'll pick up with Trinity. Keith, talk to me. Welcome to the C. Allen Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good morning, Keith. How can we help you this morning?
Yes. How you doing, my son? How you doing today?
Good.
Good. This is Keith with Kaleidoscope Beauty Services. Just reaching out to the C. Allen Morning Show. Wonderful things that you guys are doing. Also the distribution manager of the basic hair care product in this area, and just tapping into the 90-day challenge that we have going on coming up in our partnership with the C. Allen Salon.
Yes, Keith. Right now, what we're doing is, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call me back at 11:40. Give Linda and I another 30 minutes to finish. Our topic of the day is how to become successful. And then I want to go into kind of doing a little talk about, I mentioned it earlier on the show, but we want to talk about it a little more and hear a little more from you. But just call me back at 11:40, okay? That's in 30 minutes. All right, thank you so much. That's Keith Bacon, everybody. We're going to talk to him in about 30 minutes. Go ahead,
about our new campaign that's coming up.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go into some of the spiritual principles that God gives us on how to be successful. One of the things that I live by is the scripture Joshua 1:8. It talks about if we meditate in the word day and night, then we will make ourselves successful. So some Christians, sit back and think God is going to do everything. Well, he did everything on the cross. He's not going to do nothing else. He's left us with everything that we need, all of the tools, all of the resources that we need to be successful. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to pick up the word. We need to find out what God is saying about success. He made everything, so he definitely knows how to tell us how to be successful.
And I think that the meditation part is the key. That is something that I've started to do for a couple of years now.
Okay.
There was a place in my life, Trendy, where I just felt that I was all over the place. I was discombobulated, and going to church wasn't enough.
Yes.
It wasn't enough because I felt good for that hour and a half or so that I was there.
Yeah.
But then I came home and I was still drained and still had issues and situations. So what I started doing was taking it upon myself to go into meditation.
Okay.
To learn more about my inner self, and to clear away all that trash and garbage so God can speak.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the things that's missing in a lot of people. It goes back to me saying about having balance.
Yes.
There comes a time when you just got to sit out there and do nothing.
That's right.
There was a time that I went, as soon as I went to North Carolina, I went over to my father's grave. And for the first couple of minutes, I didn't say anything. I just sat there. That's probably when I heard them bears.
Okay.
But anyway, I just sat there. And I just cleared my mindset to see what God was saying to me when I was at that gravesite. You know, everybody, we so busy. We got so much going on. Yeah. We doing so much running around. We all over the place. We don't take time out just to sit and be patient.
That's right.
Get into a position where you can hear the voice of God, whoever that God is to you, but you got to clear your path so you'll be able to hear and think clearly.
Yes. And so the scripture that I really is one of my foundation scriptures is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And all these things will be added unto you. A lot of us, we worry so much about where is this going to come from? How am I going to do that? This and that and this and that. Well, he said if he takes care of the birds and the grass and the trees, and wouldn't he take care of you? So a lot of us need to stop worrying and put God first in our lives. And if we do that, and putting him first, the way we do that is learning his ways and doing things the way he would do them and the way he would want us to do them. And if we put him first, he will bring the things to you. He said he will add it. He didn't say you have to go look for it. You had to do all these things. He will order your steps in a way that he will bring opportunities to you. He will bring open doors to you. He will open some doors for you, some doors that otherwise wouldn't have been open. So if we put God first, that's a way to become successful. The next thing I want to say is he said in a word that we perish for the lack of knowledge. We have to get knowledge for whatever it is that you want to do. You got to learn about it. You got to educate yourself. Education, knowledge, research all plays a part in us becoming successful. So without the vision, we perish. We die for a lack of knowledge, and we perish if we don't have a vision. So you have to get a vision as well.
Absolutely. All right, it's commercial time. When we come back, I'm going to pick up on number 8. So I'm hoping that you are writing these down. This is 1450 WOL-AM, where information is power. We'll be right back after these messages.
WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WL traffic update is brought to you by Coons.com. Stanton Road, Suitland Parkway, it was an accident. Look for police on the scene. Both ways on Suitland Parkway with the construction today. Outbound, it's going to be after Firth Sterling Avenue before Stanton Road in the right lane. Inbound, Suitland Parkway from First Sterling Avenue to South Capitol Street. You're going to find construction there in the right lane. Beltsville northbound Route 1 after 212 before Ritz Way. The right lane is blocked near Amandale Road for road work. Join My Lottery Rewards from the Maryland Lottery. Earn points for nearly every lottery game you play and enter to win cool prizes. Sign up now at mdlottery.com/rewards. Now your WOL weather forecast for today. Mix of clouds and sun, a high near 86. Partly cloudy overnight, maybe some fog, down to 70. For tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds once again and a high near 89 degrees. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL-AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live talking today about how to become successful. Number 8, don't be afraid of introducing new ideas. You know, it's so funny because those people who know me, I'm always creating something new.
Yes.
I'm always coming up with something new. Always turning the wheel. Some of you who are my Facebook friends, I know you get so sick of me. I'm coming up with all kind of slogans. I have 20 Tuesdays, lock me up Thursdays. We're about to have a nice to the neighbor community day. Always coming up with ideas. But I'm telling you that the key to success is don't be afraid of introducing new ideas. How do you think McDonald's continue to survive? They come out with something new. 1 minute it's the McRib. 1 minute it's the It's the 2 for 3, 2 for 2, buy one, get one free. Always coming up with different ideas and strategies to keep the lines busy at the McDonald's. So it's the same thing here. You know, you have to be able to not be afraid to introduce new ideas. Some people do the same old things. Some people have the same old menu. Some people do the same old things. And when you do the same things, you get what? The same results.
The same result.
All right. Number 9, everybody. Believe in your capacity to succeed. If you can dream it, you can do it. That's what Walt Disney said. If you can dream it, you can do it. Believe in your capacity to succeed. First of all, part of the problem I see, Linda, especially with our people, is that we don't believe in ourselves.
True.
We don't believe that we can do it. And I think that that's important, that you have to believe in your capacity to succeed. The next thing, did you have some more, Trendy, too? Okay, good. The next one, I'm almost finished. Always maintain a positive mental attitude. Okay, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. It is important that you have the right mental capacity, the right mental attitude in order to get things done. Number 11, don't let discouragement stop you from pressing on.
Yes.
And I think that's important because oftentimes people discourage us, and I can talk about that for the rest of the hour, but we got too much other stuff to talk about. People can discourage you, but don't let that stop you from pressing on.
Yes.
How many times have I told people, Alonzo, I graduated from Morehouse College, and I told people that I own a beauty school. They started laughing. When everybody want to joan and joke, they'll tell me, oh, go press some hair somewhere, when they got doctorate degrees and law degrees and all of that. And for a long time, I used to get discouraged, and I used to say to myself, well, am I in the wrong industry? And I said to myself, boy, please, you better do your passion, live your life. And I said, and I said some other stuff, but I can't say on the air. But I just think it's important that you don't let people discourage you from doing what you're doing. If you know that you're the cake lady and you make awesome cakes, and people purchase your cakes and they love your cakes, and people want to tease you for being a cake lady, if you're doing your passion, you be the best cake lady that you possibly can be. If you know that you do certain things that other people may not, they try to discourage you, but you know in your heart that that's part of what God wants you to do, and that's part of what's going to make you happy, go ahead, baby, and press on. Number 12, which is one of my biggest ones, and that is be willing to work hard. Be willing to work hard. This is part of how a lot of us make it, and some of us do not. A lot of us don't want to put that time in. A lot of us don't want to work for it. A lot of us, and I've talked about this last week, and I've talked about it many times, so I'm not going to go on the tyrant today, but many of us, we want things handed to us. We don't want to get up, get our lazy butt up, and go make it happen. Some of us, we sit there and we just allow things to go on and on and on, and we don't do anything because we're not willing to work hard. In order to be successful, you have to get up at the crack of dawn. You have to roll those sleeves up. You have to put hours and hours and hours in labor. You can't try to squeeze it in all in an 8-hour time frame. No, that doesn't mean, a lot of us, Trendy, we don't want to sacrifice. A lot of us, we talk a good talk, and we talk about how we want all these things, but then we don't want to put the time in to do it. We don't want to work hard. And in order to be successful and meet and have the finer things in life, you have to work for it. Nobody's giving you anything. So many people looking for a lawsuit. So many people looking for the rich man. So many people looking for the rich woman. So many people want to leech off of the hard work that others have done. If you want to be successful, roll up your sleeve. Listen to this. Unless you are willing to drench yourself in your work beyond the capacity of the average man, you are just not cut out for positions at the top. And that came from James Cash Penny, which is Mr. J.C. Penney. Mr. J.C. Penney, and they still around, says unless you are willing to drench yourself in your work beyond the capacity of the average man, you're just not cut out for positions at the top. Why do you think the sacrifice, Alonzo, is I don't have a personal life? I have 2 dogs, but that's it. Because most of the times I'm working. If I'm not working at work, I'm working at home. If I'm not working at home, I'm working abroad. If I'm not working abroad, I'm working somewhere, but I'm always working because you have to continue to work hard in order to achieve this. Listen, somebody said to me, why are you at Signature on Tuesdays? Because God revealed this to me in my meditation time. You're not going to start all these businesses and you don't spend the proper time in them for them to grow and mature. We can't rely on other people to do what God set out for us to do. Oftentimes the problem is we start something and we do really well, then we put it in the hands of other people that's not a part of their passion nor their vision, so then it becomes mediocre or it doesn't make any profit, doesn't make any money. We expect people to act like us. See, that's the problem. Some of y'all listen to me because I'm going down your street now. We expect people to do what we want to do what we would do. We expect people, I say this to MD Wells all the time, everybody's not going to be an MD Wells. Everybody's not going to be considered because you're considered. Everybody's not going to do certain things because you do certain things. You can't expect people to be you because they're not you. So what you have to do is some things you have to take matters in your own hands or don't have them. Because if you have them, you got to spend the quality time working with them. My final one, everybody, be brave enough to follow your intuition. All of us have that inner voice. All of us have that inner voice. Listen to this from Steve Jobs, everybody. Your time, and this is my closing, Linda going to take over. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown. Your own inner voice, and most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Let me read that again. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown your inner voice, and most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Listen, everybody, in closing, I want you to understand. It's a situation where in order for you and only you can determine how successful you're going to be. Only you. Your thoughts determine your career success. So we have to recognize the strength of our mind. Positivity produces passion. Bad things happen, but we don't dwell on them. And think about it, talk about it. This is Seattle on the Seattle Morning Show. Trendy, talk to me. I'm done.
Okay. Well, that was good. That was medicine for our souls. I'm going to actually listen to this one again.
Yeah, because I was talking about you on some of these things you just didn't know. But hopefully you was in the right spirit to say, "Oh, that's me. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer."
That's my boss. Okay. So we're continuing to talk about how to be successful, and we want to include some spiritual principles that will also assist you in becoming successful. One of the principles is God has given all of us the power in our hands to get wealth. So all of us have what it takes to get wealthy. He said he's given to us in the power of our hands. So whether that is that you can play basketball really well, you can write really well, what do you have in your hands? What's the talent and what's the gift that God has given you? Because all of us have at least one. Some of us have many, but all of us possess at least one talent or gift that can cause us to eat well, to take care of our families, to live well. We have to find it, we have to develop it, and then we have to work it like we've never worked it before. So find what that power is, what that thing God has given you, and work that. The next thing is you have to leave the past in the past. The Bible says that old things have passed away, and behold, God wants to do a new thing. A lot of us have to leave the past, the failures of the past. Some of you have tried to do certain things and it has failed in the past. Well, that was yesterday. Do it again. Do it a different way. Maybe it wasn't the right timing, because a lot of times we need the time, the opportunity, and the skill to line up together in order to have a successful outcome. So maybe you were in the wrong season trying that thing. Do it over again. But that was regardless of what you've done yesterday. If it's still in your heart to do, if it's in your mind and it won't leave you alone, continue to do it. Do it again and see what happens this time. Okay, so that's leave the past alone and embrace the new thing that God wants to do. The next thing I want to say is, once you have the vision, write it down. Habakkuk talks about writing the vision down and making it plain. So the reason we write it down is so we can have something before our eyes all the time. If, for instance, you're trying to lose weight, put your little plan and your goal on your refrigerator. So every time you go in the kitchen, you will be reminded of your goal. You cannot eat the whole pint of ice cream. You cannot eat the whole bag of chips.
Watch it.
See, Alan, now I'm going to come on his street. Okay. So you cannot do certain things if you're trying to achieve certain goals. So write the vision, make it plain so those who read it can run with it. Even yourself, when you read it, you can run with it. And then I want to talk about having faith. You have to have faith. And the Bible talks about faith is now. It's not later on. It's now faith. It's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. There are a couple of ladies who were excellent entrepreneurs, and they started off with us, they've been with us, but they actually passed away this year. But what hurts me is that both of them had plans of what they were going to do on Thanksgiving and 4th of July and all of those things, but they never made it. Some of us have to stop procrastinating because we don't know the last hour in a day. We don't know when our time is going to be up. Make your mark now while you still have breath in your body. It is not too late. As long as we have breath, we can make a difference, we can make a change, and we can be successful today. So I want to say, have some faith in yourself and in the power that God has given you, and make it happen. We can be successful if we want to. We have to go for a break right now. We will be back in a few seconds. We have to pay these bills. This is Trendy Lindy C. Allen on the C. Allen Morning Show. We'll be right back.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Morning, gentlemen. Want to hear our specials?
Sure.
First, we have the seafood special. It's been sitting around here for a week. We're known around these parts for our food poisoning.
Wouldn't it be great if you could be warned of life's risks? If you have diabetes, you can. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that can help measure your risk of complications from diabetes. To find out more, go to www.diabetesaonc.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation International, and the Ad Council.
They say America is a land of opportunity.
But for some of us, it's not so easy.
Today, 1 out of every 6 children in America lives in poverty.
Where every day is hard.
And there's never enough.
But we don't want a handout. We want a way out.
This is America.
Together, we can do so much.
Will you help?
Nearly 13 million children live in poverty. Make a difference. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved. A message from the Catholic Campaign for Human Development.
And it says here that vision loss to glaucoma can't be restored.
I heard that glaucoma is the leading cause of blindness for Hispanics and African Americans.
So everyone should get an eye exam at least every 2 years.
Especially people over 60.
You might have glaucoma and not even know it. Call 1-800-437-2423 for a free brochure from National Glaucoma Research. 1-800-437-2423.
Join us Tuesday at 10 a.m. for everything you need to know about real estate with Billy Fitzgerald on News Talk 1450 WOL. Everything you need and some of the things you want. Let Billy Fitzgerald's 36 years of experience aid you to make the right decisions about real estate, solid market information, and sincere advice. Everything you need to know about real estate with Billy Fitzgerald, Tuesday at 10 a.m. on News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Yes. We are back here live. My boss is funny. We are live on the Sea Island morning show. God is good to us. He is good. Okay, let me go back. See, when you start talking about scripture, the Spirit of the Lord comes in and fills the place, and then we get filled with joy and laughter. Okay, so my final things, I want to talk about the spirit of fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. A lot of us have fear, and fear will handicap you, it will paralyze you, and it will stop you from moving into your destiny. But you do not have to be gripped by fear. First of all, many of us pay too much attention to what other people think and what they say. And we allow the opinions of others to stop us. We get afraid that they're going to talk about us. So what? They talked about Jesus. They talk about your mom. They're going to talk about you. But I've learned that if people are spending so much time focusing on me, evidently they don't have a life of their own, and they need to get one. So don't be afraid of what others are going to say when you reach out into what you need to do. Don't worry about what they say. They're going to talk about you when you do good, and they're going to talk about you when you do bad. So do not let the spirit of fear grip you and paralyze you from moving into your successful place.
That's real good. All right, everyone, listen. 10 things successful people do differently. The first thing is they commit to their goals. When successful people set a goal, nothing gets in their way of achieving it. They commit 100% to the outcome, knowing that one difference between success and unsuccessful people is that successful ones commit to a goal and they don't stop until they achieve it. Also, number 2, and they persist until they achieve them. Obstacles to success are normal and should be expected. They can't always be planned for. However, you can decide when you commit to success that you're going to persist no matter what obstacles arise. Number 3, they take responsibility. And that's so true. You got to be able to master your own destiny. You got to take responsibility. Number 4, like we said before, they work hard. Have you ever met someone who was super successful and lazy? Neither have I. Okay? The truth is the road to success is paved hard. You got to work for it. Number 5, find people who are doing what they want and emulate them. And this is the truth, everybody. And I said this before. Listen. Oh my God. A college professor once gave me some of the best advice I could have ever received. He said, if you want to be wealthy, you hang out with wealthy people. If you want to be funny, hang out with funny people, because trendy is funny. And if you want to be poor, hang out with poor people. What I'm telling you is some of us, we got to get out of our surroundings. We have to find people that are successful. And then guess what? If you don't know anyone successful, that's okay. You can read books written by them.
Yes.
Okay? Listen to their radio interviews. Watch them on TV.
Yes.
Attitude and success is contagious.
Yes,
so catch it by hanging around some of the greats. That was good. Number 6. They believe in themselves and their vision. Okay, my question to you is, how's your confidence? Do you believe you can achieve your dreams? And that's something that is very important. Number 7, they take care of themselves. Okay, most successful people know they need energy to get ahead. Okay, the best way is for them to eat right, exercise, and get proper rest, and that's what we're working on.
That's right.
We working on it.
And we will achieve
I
it.
take that Trendy Linda. She come in there with her green drinks, with her bag, with her ice in it to keep her green drinks cold. She'll do that one day. Then the next day she'll have a steak and cheese, order fries, and a half and half. So you know, so it goes. So we working on it. We working on it. You know, one day she'll have a uptown salad from Potbellies, but then the next day she had the TKO burger. Getting
That nasty place. I'm sorry. I apologize. I tell the truth too much.
Trendy Linda said I did not
Let's
say that.
Let's move on, sir, real
I did
fast.
not say that. The rest, they rest and recharge. And I think that is something that I do. People talk about me with my trips and all of that. There's no other way. You know, hard work is a requirement for success, but you can only push yourself 24/7 for so long. Successful people work hard and then they unplug so they can refresh their minds and bodies.
Amen.
I am going to Gran Canaria and I'm going to Sitges in Spain around the at the end of next month to celebrate my birthday, which is August 2nd, which is the first Saturday in the month. I'm still waiting, listeners. Okay, and it's just that opportunity. It's just that opportunity. But anyway, number 9.
As long as you're here for my birthday, which is the end of August, and you will not be in Spain on my birthday. Okay, go on, sir.
And number 9, they. Oh, you know what?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not.
They consistently learn, and that's important.
That's important.
Successful people believe that learning never ends.
That's right.
This doesn't mean they're going to school to get new degrees, although they may. Even without formal education, they consistently read, learn from others around them. You know, books, magazines, conferences. You know, I try to go to conferences. I get the Fortune magazine. Half of the stuff I can't understand, but I get it anyway, so I can just learn more about what other CEOs are doing. And then finally, they make mistakes and they learn from them. I think that is so crucial. How important it is.
That's good.
Successful people, we already know they're not afraid to take risks. Because of their unshakable confidence, they treat any mistake as a learning opportunity. Didn't I say that earlier? What I said earlier was everything that happens, I take it as a learning opportunity. What can I get? What can I learn from this? Think about the last mistake you made. Didn't make a sale. Reevaluate your sales calls and make it better next time. Okay, you screwed up presentation. Okay, read a book on how to present successfully so you can crush it the next time.
Exactly.
You failed in a relationship. Okay, call your ex and ask, what can you do better with your next partner?
And I did that before.
You did?
Yep.
So go ahead and take some risks. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. If you stumble, you learn from it better next time, okay? So then these are the 10 things that successful people do. How many of them are you doing today? If not, most of them, some of them, I'm not sure. But what you need to do is you need to really pull it together. We on the Sea Island Morning Show, our job today was to give you some guidance on how to become successful, how to take your career to the next level.
Yes.
One of the things that going back on August the 10th, I am doing the business series. I have an accountant, J. Arthur Brown, Trendy Lindy, Rashawn Broadnax, Raymond Bell from the Hope Project, myself, and we have a beauty attorney who's going to come out and talk about building success. And I just think it's crucial because we're talking about incorporation, how to establish a new business, taxes, how to pay them quarterly, your website, clientele building, the key components to building, your endurance, branding and marketing, contracts, and so much more. You know, Lindy is doing health equals wealth, all that kind of stuff. So listen, let's bring Keith on the line. He's right on time, 11:40. And we only have a couple of minutes, Keith, but we're really excited. We're going to, Keith, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're excited, and I mentioned it earlier. So many of my listeners, they really want healthy hair, and they really want their hair to grow out. And we're so excited that the first week in August, my birthday is the 2nd of August. When I come in on the 4th, we're talking about the Healthy Hair Grow Out Challenge with Basic. So we want all of our listeners to join us. with the Healthy Hair Challenge, we even give you a t-shirt where you're going to take pictures to measure how much your hair has grown. Keith, kind of talk to us a little bit. We're going to talk about it more in a couple of weeks, but talk to us a little bit about this 90-day Healthy Hair Challenge that we're going to be doing on the C. Allen Morning Show with Basic.
Yes, thank you once again, Mr. Bennett and Ms. Linda, for having us on today. Basic Hair Care has come out with a 90-day challenge to help individuals with their hair growth, help the hairstylists in achieving the length and growth that clients are looking for. We know that a lot of people are more and more getting into natural hair care and just health as well. So what Basic is doing is partnering up with salons and with clients to be able to offer continuing service with the basic hair care products, which are 97% naturally derived with natural ingredients in it to achieve hair growth, adding the moisture and putting the moisture back into the hair. So what we will be doing over that period of time is educating the client, educating the stylist with their clients on how to use the products, how these products will work for the clients, how over a 90-day period they're going to achieve a lot of growth and healthy hair care as well. Being able to get a T-shirt that basically marks off the level of growth, as well as if they have any issues like psoriasis, eczema, dry scalp, all of those things will be addressed. It's not just about the hair. The hair starts at the scalp. And when you do those things and clean the scalp well and take care of it, it promotes healthy hair care growth as well. So we're just really looking forward to being able to see how people's lives are changed and seeing them achieve what their goals and dreams are for their hair care.
Well, you know, one of the things that I thought was fantastic was the packaging was really great, and the different products that I thought that was really, really good. I want you to talk to us a little bit about the Boost Conditioning Treatment. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. The Boost Conditioning Treatment is an awesome treatment. It's made with quinoa, which is a natural protein ingredient, naturally derived, water-based product. There's no chemicals or formaldehydes or anything dangerous within the product. It's just a good, natural, healthy ingredient to put the protein and keep the moisture balance back into the hair. Also, for your clients that are getting the blowouts, I know a lot of ladies are going with the blown out look, nice, silky, flowy hair.
Okay, Keith, hold that for a second. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Again, everyone, we're going to go to commercial, but today we're talking to Keith Bacon because the C. Allen Morning Show and Basic is doing a 90-day healthy hair grow out challenge. When we come back, we're going to tell you how can you be a part of this grow out challenge. This is C. Allen, Trendy Lindy, the C. Allen Morning Show, 1450 AM WOL. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Nexium 24 Hour. On Stanton Road at Suitland Parkway, it was an accident. Police still with that. Suitland Parkway between First Sterling Avenue, South Capitol Street inbound. The left lane is closed for construction. They're also working outbound on Suitland Parkway after First Sterling Avenue, blocking a lane. So a little slow both ways, Suitland Parkway near First Sterling Avenue. Now, for the first time ever, the purple pill's available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Introducing Nexium 24 Hour. This is Nexium Level Protection. Now, your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Coons.com. For today, a mix of clouds and sun, warm and humid, a high near 86 degrees, partly cloudy overnight down to about 70 for a low. And for tomorrow, another partly sunny, partly cloudy day and a high near 89 degrees. It's 80 degrees right now, Washington, D.C. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. This is our final segment here on the C. Allen Morning Show. Today we have Keith Bacon. Well, first, if you're just tuning in, you're wrong for just tuning in at 11:45, number one. But if you're just tuning in, today we talked about how to become successful, and now we're just giving you a little highlight on our August the 4th show. is where we kick off the 90-day healthy hair challenge. The reason why we're talking about it today is because as you come into the salon on Tuesdays to see me, or if you come in this week, we're going to have some information for you to take with you. So when we start the challenge, we need all of you to join. If you want healthy hair and if you want your hair to grow, it's a healthy hair grow out challenge. We want to measure your success. We're going to put pictures on our website to show your hair growing using the hair care system. Healthy Hair is Basic, which is the basic hair care system. This is something that I am endorsing, that I'm going to be using and retailing in the salon. The product really, really works. And they gave me some this product, and you know I make products, so I rarely, and you know, listeners, now many of you have been with me for years, and you have never seen me talk besides Dark and Lovely. You have never seen me talk about me endorsing a product that's not my own. But what I want you to do, Keith, is I want you to tell me about that awesome shampoo and conditioner that you gave me to try out at home. Yes, talk to me about that. Talk to our listeners, because I do have that. Listen to me, listeners. What he's about to tell you, I'm using that on all the clients on tomorrow. All the clients who call and book me for tomorrow for the 20 Tuesdays, you're going to be using that, because I'm using that to not only, I love it on me, but I want to make sure it works on you. Talk to me, Keith.
Yes. Actually, at Basic Hair Care, there's an innovative technology. We have the Basic Carbon Tea Tree Shampoo and Conditioner that we gave to Mr. Bennett, and he's been using for a bit now. It has activated charcoal, which is a detoxifier for those people that are in the medical field or unfortunately have had to go to the hospital if any of your children have swallowed poison. The activated charcoal is what they use to pump your stomach with. It draws out all the toxins that's in the body, also draws it out of the skin and the hair. So that has been placed in a revolutionary shampoo. It also has peppermint oil, tea tree oil for cleansing and cleansing the scalp, and also olive oil, peppermint oil to help moisturize the scalp, as well as give that soothing sensation for hair growth. And it's paraben and sulfate free, as well as the conditioner has olive oil. It has mango butter, a lot of natural moisturizers in it. The awesome thing about it is that it can actually be used as a facial scrub, a body wash, as well as a shampoo. It's healthy, it's good for the skin and for the body as well. All of the moisturizers and the nutrients you'll feel is a little bit different in these shampoos and conditioners. It's not silicones that will coat and choke the hair shaft. It's just natural. It feels like lotion, and if lotion goes into your body, it definitely go into your hair.
Absolutely. So that, Keith, is the product that I am going to feature on tomorrow at the Sea Island Signature Salon. So before we go, Keith, because we're going to talk more about this, what we want you to do is on next week, we want you to call in again so we can just, again, talk about one or two of the other products, and then we're going to start the Healthy Hair Challenge. But just tell our listeners a little bit about, just warn them now, how do they become a part of the Sea Island Basic Healthy Hair Challenge?
Okay, well, basically what they do, they're going to come into the one of the wonderful Sea Island salons and request to be part of the Healthy Grow Out Challenge. When they do so, there'll be a $25 entry fee for them to come in and enter into this particular challenge. Basic is regularly a $45, but we're partnering up with the Sea Island Systems in doing so. And when they come in and sign up, they'll be able to get a T-shirt, and they're also going to get a box of products to start them off with. Whatever stylist that services them at the Sea Island Systems Salon will be able to instruct them on how to use the products, when they're going to use them, why they're going to use them as part of the challenge. The commitment is going to be to come back every 2 weeks, bring your T-shirt back with you. We're going to have fun with it so we can chart your growth, take pictures that'll be put on the Sea Island website as well, and just keep charting that growth and maintaining that healthy hair as it grows out over the 90-day period.
And I think, Linda, what you think about that?
That's awesome. The discount, the products, the T-shirt, the challenge, even the hair growth that we're anticipating. I am excited about it. I want to do it.
Yeah, because what happens oftentimes is we have a lot of listeners who come in the door, and their goal is they want their hair to be strengthened. We have a lot of seniors who listen, a lot of seniors who come to me. Their hair is thinning for one reason or the other, and they just haven't found the product that is going to help them for their hair to grow. So that's why we are excited. And also because Howard University is going to be back in session, which is directly around the corner from the Sea Island Signature Salon. So they give us an opportunity to work with all of the young girls who want their hair to continue to grow. They're going to be nervous because they are leaving their home state, and they want to make sure that they continue to have healthy hair. Only thing that, Keith, that we're going to request is we want a big poster or a banner or something that we can put in the salon, so when we take the pictures, we can have that banner in the background when we take pictures of all of our ladies in their t-shirts showing their hair growth, because they're going to be coming into the salon. And we're going to, because Keith is offering a discount, we're going to be offering discounts for those every 2-week visits for you to come in. And on tomorrow, I'm going to be using them. I'm going to be using that carbon tea tree shampoo and conditioner, so you can kind of get a feel of what's going on. Many of you may never heard of Basic, but you'll definitely be hearing it, and it'll be on our website. So thank you so much, Keith, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you. Thank you guys as well.
All right. Okay, so listen, everyone, we only have a couple of minutes left. What I want you to do is let me give you the information that you need. First of all, if you are on Facebook, you need to follow me on Chet, C-H-E-T, Beauty King Bennett on Facebook. Also on Facebook, join our group, the Sea Island Morning Show. It's two of them. One is CALAN Morning Show, and the other one is the THECALAN Morning Show. Also, for those of you who want to write us, you want to share with us your topic selections that we can talk about. You go to Linda.thecams, which is Linda.the, which is Sea Island Morning Show. Linda.thecams@gmail.com, correct?
Correct.
Linda.thecams@gmail.com. If some of you want to just send me an email, you can email me at chetbennettbci@gmail.com. That's CHETBENNETT, B as in Bennett, C as in Korea, I as in Institute, @gmail.com.
And don't forget, if you register for the business series for today only, you're going to get it at the discounted rate of $39. Call me at 202-526-1400, extension 18. That's my extension. And I will take care of you for today only. And then Mr. Broadnex will be doing registration for from there on. But for today only, you can call me to get that $39 special, and he's going to take it out of my money. But you're worth it, because I'm trying to encourage you to be proactive.
Okay, very good. Yes, good, because I'm going to take that coin from that coin
and he's
purse.
going to do it, but that's okay, because I'm a giver, sir.
Amen. Okay, good. Well, praise the Lord. But then you can give me lunch today since you're a giver.
And I can give you lunch, like I gave you lunch last week.
I
can give you lunch today as well.
See, she always want to start. And you know what, Alonzo, if you notice, I didn't get on her today, and then she's trying to wait this time for us to get off the air to try it, but we're not going to do that. I rebuke that spirit.
He's going to do it in the
office. Precious name of Jesus. And you say, I get you on Fridays. Okay,
every Friday.
Okay,
Jesus.
Listen, everyone, for those of you who, I want you to call me now if you want to book 20 Tuesdays. If you would like for to come into the Sea Island Signature Salon for the $20 special for 20 Tuesdays, my number is 202-526-1400, extension 19. Call me now. Now, what about those who want the free consultation? For those of you who want free consultation, what is a free consultation? Free consultation means that you don't have to pay anything. You're going to come in the door, let me analyze your hair and your scalp and see and determine what would work for you, what kind of products for you. And remember what I said, when we do consultation, you can bring in your products, you can do whatever. Show me what your regimen is, what are the things that you do, so we can kind of help you to to bring back your hair and to bring back the beautiful bouncy hair that you once had. I am a licensed instructor. I've been in the industry for 22 years now, And we have a team of people. All of them are licensed. They all been in the industry for quite some time. Now, keep in mind that we do custom wigs at the Sea Island Signature Salon. If you want a custom wig, I got some good seniors that are listening to me. I'm tired of you going into the store, getting those wigs in the bag, and you pull that wig out and you know it, and everybody know it's screaming wig. No. We want to put a cute, short, sassy wig on you, or a nice kind of wig that we can make, a custom wig from human hair that we can cut and curl it, clean it, color it, all that kind of stuff. Give me a call at 202-526-1400 extension 19. Now, I wasn't able to give away that gift card, so let me tell you what I'm gonna do. For the listener who wrote down all 13 ways to become successful, you have to call me and give me all 13. And I mixed it up by letting Trendy talk so y'all can forget some of them so I can hold on to that $50. If you got it, then call me now at the 202-526-1400 extension 19. Our time is up, everyone. Remember, my birthday is August the 2nd.
And I'm August 26th.
Nobody asked her. All right, everybody, pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why?
Because you are worth it.
Have a good week, everyone.
See you next week.
News Talk 1450 WOL and WOLDCnews.com.
Elevate your mind. Elevate your spirit at Elevate.com. Discover keys to improve your finances, health and fitness tips, and daily articles to uplift your spirits throughout your day. Build yourself for better living. Enter into serenity. Experience growth. It is all here at Elevate.com. Visit www.elev8.com today. Elevate.com, empowering you.
To you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Medical mistakes claim tens of thousands of lives every year. The healthcare community is working on it, but you can help. When you communicate with your doctor,